What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today, as you can see from the title, I'm going to be going over these Sonic games I would recommend anybody to play if you're just getting into Sonic. A lot of you guys asked for this, so here we go. But before we get started, make sure to join my Discord. We are the #1 Sonic Discord server and community, so go in there and ask me more questions. Now, let's start with the 2D games. First, I recommend you to play Sonic Jam or Sonic Mega Collection, or more recently, Sonic Origins. These games take a bunch of Sonic games and basically put them all in one place. And this is so good for you because now when you play Sonic 1, you can go straight on to Sonic 2 and then to Sonic 3 and Knuckles. If you do decide to play Sonic Origins specifically though, I want to let you know that there are some characters that are playable in those games but actually didn't participate in that story. Meaning that in Sonic 3, you're able to play as Amy, but she wasn't actually in that story. It was just a Sonic and Knuckles and Tails game. So first, you're going to start off with Sonic the Hedgehog 1. This is Sonic's first adventure and the first time he meets Eggman. Next, you're going to want to play Sonic CD, where Eggman chains down a planet that mysteriously warps throughout space and time and shows up miraculously every year or some years, and he just chains it down to an island to try to take over the world or something like that. Eggman is also using these gems called the Time Stones to go to the past and the future, and also has made a copy of Sonic, his biggest rival of all time, Metal Sonic. This is also the game where you meet Amy Rose. Next, you're going to want to play Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and again, this time with Tails. Sonic has to stop Eggman from stuffing animals into robots, aka badniks. Now, before you play Sonic the Hedgehog 3, you should try this game out that I think takes place before the game, which is called Sega Sonic Arcade. In this game, Sonic meets Mighty the Armadillo and Ray the Flying Squirrel in jail. Not many people know about this game, but you can play it for free online, and it's an official game. And another game for my timeline people you could try is Tails Sky Patrol, but again, you don't have to play this game. It doesn't even look that good, in my opinion. Now you're gonna go on and play Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles. This game takes place immediately after the events of Sonic the Hedgehog 2, where Eggman lands on Angel Island, lies to Knuckles and says Sonic is coming and he's gonna take the Chaos Emeralds and you need to stop that boy. And Knuckles, prepared for their arrival, sets booby traps and all this other stuff to protect the Master Emerald. Next, you're gonna wanna play Knuckles Chaotix. This is the first time we see the Chaotix in the original group before Knuckles and Mighty the Armadillo dropped out. We have Charmy the Bee, Espio the Chameleon, and Vector the Crocodile. They all team up to stop Eggman and Metal Sonic, who were using the Super Chaos Ring to take over the world, I guess. There is a big chance that you might not like this game because of the mechanics, but I'll tell you right now, as an OG, and anybody will tell you in the comics that's been playing Sonic for a long time, better get used to the mechanics, man. It's only gonna get worse from here. Next, you're gonna wanna play Sonic Triple Trouble. You don't have to play this game because, in all honesty, it looks way too bad compared to the rest, but this is the last classic game where you know all the classic characters. Next, you're gonna wanna play Sonic Superstars, a game where you see Fang the Sniper again as a villain. You get to meet this new character called Trip the Sungazer, who's just like Knuckles, a guardian. And then, my personal, tip for you is to read this comic right after because, ooh, this is fire. Finally, you're gonna get into Sonic Mania Plus, the game which is probably the best classic game you'll ever play. It has Sonic, Amy, Tails, Mighty the Armadillo, Ray the Flying Squirrel, all able to play with Knuckles as well. In this game, Eggman tells the hard-boiled heavies to go get the Phantom Ruby in Angel Island, and they ended up getting corrupted by it and going evil and even turning against him. Keep in mind, Sonic Superstars came out right after Sonic Mania, and it doesn't even rival this game, which is kinda upsetting. Now, before I move on, if I fail to mention any other games and you put it in the comments, I'm gonna tell you right now, I didn't mention them for a reason. Don't play them. I will never recommend someone to play Sonic 3D Blast. It's not really that much of a story anyways. On top of that, another game I wouldn't recommend you to play is Sonic the Hedgehog 4. It does take place right after Sonic the Hedgehog 3, but it really is boring. And it's just you and Tails jumping Metal Sonic, the same old jump. Now, here's the modern Sonic games I would recommend you to play. You're gonna start off with Sonic Adventure 1, or my personal favorite, DX Director's Cut. The difference between Sonic Adventure 1 and Sonic DX is basically that the director cuts out everything that he feels would make the game look and feel better. Also, the character models in DX look closer to the models in Sonic Adventure 2, making the game make more sense. Either way, you're still getting the same story, and in Sonic DX, you're not getting as lost as much because there's less things blocking the ways and less things there in general. But a warning I do want to give you is that this is the first open world Sonic game, so they force you to go around the map and literally find where to go next. They're not going to tell you because they want you to look around the map and enjoy the world. Next, you're going to want to play the most popular Sonic game of all time and the most nostalgic, Sonic the Hedgehog 2. This game, of course, introduces Shadow the Hedgehog, Rouge the Bat, Maria, and Gerald Robotnik, Eggman's grandfather. Please don't make the same mistake and overhype yourself before playing this game too much. Although it is a great game, by this time you should know that the mechanics are the biggest pain in the Sonic player's badonkadonk. I think Sonic Adventure 1 is a way better game. Next, you have to play Sonic Heroes. Notice how I didn't say you're gonna want to play this game. You're able to play as all the Sonic characters you've met by this time, but the problem is they're all copy and pasted of Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails, basically. And to make matters worse, the game mechanics are the worst they could ever be, but at least in this game you meet Neo Metal Sonic for the first time, and you see that cool Sonic and Tails super team up. Next, you're gonna wanna play Sonic Battle, and in this game, you're gonna meet Emerald, who, similar to Metal Sonic, can copy someone's abilities, keep up with Sonic and Shadow, and also is used by Eggman to try to take over the world. Next, you're gonna wanna play Sonic Advance 1, 2, and 3, and in these games, you get introduced to Cream the Rabbit. Amy forgets how to spin dash for a little bit, falling on her face, even though she was able to do it when she was way younger. But anyways, after playing the advanced games, you might actually like it more than the classic 2D Sonic games because it's just way cooler. And then you're gonna play Shadow the Hedgehog 2005. Notice how I didn't say you're gonna wanna play Shadow the Hedgehog 2005. This game did probably have the best looking cinematics at the time, but the gameplay wasn't the best. It was the biggest downgrade at the time. Just listen to Tails' voice, man.
Hold the B button and let her rip.
I see why Shadow beats that little kid up. Next, you're gonna want to play Sonic Rush. Now, this is my favorite 2D game of all time from Sonic. It's a little bit 3D, but also 2D at the same time. This is the game that, of course, introduces Blaze the Cat, my favorite character, and Eggman Negative. Well, actually, his name is Eggman Nega, but for obvious reasons, I don't want to say it, so Eggman Negative. Now you're gonna go on and play Sonic Riders, a game that introduces the gang called the Babylon Rogues, that have characters like Jet the Hawk, Wave the Swallow, and Storm the Albatross. If you don't want to play the game because you don't like racing games and stuff like that, like Mario Kart, then basically all they really are pirates on hoverboards. They just care about loot and treasure and booty. Booty. No, like the treasure booty. Like, not the other parents. We're family friendly over here. Just don't worry, trust me. Next, it's time to play Sonic the Hedgehog 2006. This game is easily the most controversial Sonic game of all time, and even the non-Sonic players know about this game because a lot of people list it as the worst Sonic game or the worst game of all time. Now, is it though? No, it has an amazing story. It just had bad mechanics and it was just a rushed game. But I still would recommend someone to play this game because it introduces Silver the Hedgehog, Solaris, Mephiles, and Iblis. And again, it was rushed, and even with it being rushed, you can see the vision Sega had with this game. Like, the developers were literally cooking. Before I move on, make sure to check the description if you really want to play these games because I put down a bunch of remakes that make a lot of the games way better. I would recommend someone to play Sonic P06 instead of the actual Sonic 06. Now here's a game I would recommend you to try. Just try it out because it is kind of funny. It is Sonic Rivals 1 and 2. Sonic Rivals 1 and 2 are just racing games, just 2D racing games. The real funny part about it is just Silver's character and how he responds to everybody. It's just hilarious.
Witness my power! Who's the best?
I swear if anyone were to go up to Silver in this game and ask how his day was going, he'll just say, "Oh, so you want to fight, don't you? I'll take down anyone for the future. Prepare yourself." But if you don't want to try that game out, you're gonna want to go ahead and play Sonic Secret Rings. This game has an amazing story. This genie basically summons Sonic to this random world to take care of her crazy, psychotic ex, who's also a genie but evil, has an army, been taking over multiple dimensions that are infinite in size. Sonic pulls up on him, makes him cry, then he turns into Dark Spine, then he makes 3 wishes, puts him on the other side. Bars, oh my gosh, yo. This game is yet another game that made me cry when I was a kid because of how bad the mechanics was and how difficult it was. I would recommend playing Project Reignition. It makes the game look 10 times better and also makes it play 10 times better. After this, you're going to want to play Sonic and the Black Knight. In this game, Sonic is summoned to another dimension while eating his chili dog and forced to go through trials and obstacles. Also, he could become the strongest knight and help the princess. But when that princess betrayed him and used him for his own gain, she found out no matter what universe or dimension he's in, it will always be his world. Now here's a perfect game, Sonic Unleashed. I'm not gonna say too much about this game, but basically the opening cutscene lets you know everything you need to know about this game. It's absolute peak, absolute cinema. There's daytime when you're running as modern Sonic, which are fun as heck, and you have the nighttime when you're brawling as Hedgehog Sonic. Just make sure you don't play this game on the Wii. The Eggman Land is no joke. After that, you have to play Sonic Colors, where Sonic goes to the planet of Wisps. Not only does this game have amazing music, in terms of gameplay, this game was actually fire. You got all these different wisps and different abilities and stuff like that, and then on the DS version of the game, it's just like Sonic Rush, but with wisps, and you even get to play as more wisps with this one void wisp that's not in the regular version of the game, being able to consume everything around it, which is fire. Next, you're gonna wanna play Sonic Lost World. A lot of people compare it to Mario Galaxy, which it kinda is inspired by Mario Galaxy, but let's not act like the whole going around and moon or asteroid or whatever didn't already happen in past Sonic games. Although Mario Galaxy is 10 times better, Sonic Lost World is still a great game. It shows a more canon Sonic, how he should be able to just run up walls and do all this other things. And I just love how they've shown Sonic in this game. This is the Sonic I wanna see in every game. Now you have to play Sonic X Shadow Generations, another great game that actually came out recently and was upgraded with a new DLC of Shadow, and I'm telling you, it is worth the play. Overall, with no bias, this is probably the best Sonic game. You got gameplay of Shadow, classic Sonic, and modern Sonic all in one game. Finally, you're gonna wanna play Sonic Frontiers. Arguably, this game has the best Sonic story in the whole franchise. You get to learn more ancient lore about the Chaos Emeralds and the Master Emerald, and even foreshadow something about the Phantom Ruby. But in this game, you get to play as Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, and it's just some great gameplay, really. The combat in this game is easily the best in the series, and right now, at this moment in 2025, is the latest game in the timeline. If you want to play any party games now with the family, first, Mario and Sonic at any Olympic Games. These games have characters from Mario and Sonic all in one, and they're all just interacting with each other and having a lot of fun. And these games are just amazing. And finally, just to throw it in there for extras, here are the 3 shows, only 3 shows you should be watching if you want to get into Sonic as well. Really, Sonic X is the #1 thing. You should definitely be watching that. If you're not watching that, what are you doing? It literally goes over Sonic Adventure 1, 2, and even gets into somewhat of Sonic Battle. Second is Sonic Boom, hilarious, overhated, just a well done show. And for #3, Sonic Prime. The action is just the best I've ever seen in the Sonic series, to be honest. And really, the whole thing is entertaining up until it gets to season 3, where it kind of gets a little, static and boring, really, and repetitive. But other than that, I think that Sonic Prime is definitely a series you should watch on Netflix. And that's really it for everything else. Again, if there is any games or was any games I forgot or left out and didn't recommend, because I wouldn't recommend it for you to play, is left out for a reason. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and are enjoying your day. I love you guys and thank you for all the support. God bless. Peace.